do if the highway you were driving on refused to end, and something in the dark kept following you? Welcome to the terrifying true legend of Highway 46, where roads vanish, time stops, and no one drives alone at night. The stretch of Highway 46 outside of Ashwood, Oregon, had always carried strange rumors. Truckers whispered about sudden fog, headlights vanishing mid-drive, and the chilling stories of drivers who never reached their destination. Kara Miller had grown up hearing those tales, but like most locals, she brushed them off as campfire legends. That changed the night she found herself driving down that very road alone. Her best friend Mika had begged her not to take the highway after dark. "It's not safe, Kara. People go missing there," Mika warned, but Kara laughed it off. She'd driven late plenty of times. "I'll be fine. See you tomorrow," she said before climbing into her silver Honda Civic and pulling onto the road. The first 30 minutes were uneventful. The trees pressed close on both sides, tall pines blotting out the sky. Kara kept her music low, tapping her fingers on the wheel. Then, without warning, her radio crackled with static. The signal died. Her headlights flickered once, then steadied. Her stomach tightened. She told herself it was just an old car quirk. But a mile later, she noticed something that made her grip the wheel tighter. The mile markers had stopped appearing. She'd been driving straight for 15 minutes, yet the road looked the same sharp curve, same leaning pine, same cracked patch of asphalt. "Okay, that's weird," she whispered. She slowed, scanning the road. The clock on her dashboard blinked 11:47. She glanced again, still 11:47. The numbers didn't change. Her chest grew tight. No, 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 no. She pressed the gas, desperate to push forward, but the same bend appeared again. Her GPS stuttered before freezing, recalculating. A low fog drifted across the pavement, swallowing the lines. Then, through the mist, she saw them headlights. Relief surged. Another driver. She flashed her brights twice. The lights ahead slowed, then stopped. Kara pulled up behind an old pickup truck, its paint dull and rusted. She rolled down her window, ready to call out. But the cab was empty, the engine idled, yet no one sat inside. The steering wheel turned slowly, as if guided by invisible hands. Kara's breath caught in her throat. She slammed her window shut and shifted into reverse, heart pounding. The truck's brake lights flared red. Then the driver's door creaked open. A figure stepped out, tall, thin, its movements jerky, like a marionette. It turned toward her, and in the glow of her headlights, Kara saw its face, or what should have been one. Instead, smooth skin stretched where eyes, nose, and mouth belonged. She screamed and threw the car into drive. Tires squealed as she sped past the truck, fog whipping against her windshield. The faceless figure didn't chase her. It only raised one hand, palm outward, as if warning her to stop. Kara didn't look back. The highway seemed endless, each mile a copy of the last. She pressed harder on the gas, but the clock remained frozen at 11:47, the same cracked asphalt rolling under her tires. Her phone vibrated. Hope flared. She grabbed it. Mika's name lit up the screen. She answered instantly. "Mika, thank God. Listen, I'm stuck on Highway 46. Something's wrong." Her voice cracked off. On the other end wasn't Mika, it was her own voice. "Kara," the caller whispered, matching her tone perfectly. "Turn around, you can't leave." Her phone went dead. Kara hurled it onto the passenger seat, trembling. "No, this isn't real. This isn't happening." But when she lifted her eyes back to the road, her blood turned to ice. The same old pickup truck was ahead of her again, idling in the fog. Its brake lights glowed like burning eyes. The clock still read 11:47. Kara gripped the steering wheel so hard her knuckles went white. She had the choices: stop and face whatever this was, or keep driving deeper into a road that refused to end. Her breath came fast and shallow. She whispered to herself, "You're fine, you'll be fine." But deep down, Kara knew the truth. The stories were real. And she wasn't alone on Highway 46. Kara's eyes flicked between the glowing numbers and the endless blacktop ahead. Her hands trembled against the steering wheel. She had been driving for what felt like hours, but the car's odometer showed she hadn't even gone 5 miles. The road stretched endlessly, the yellow lines glowing faintly in her headlights, curving into a darkness that seemed to swallow light itself. Her chest tightened. You'll be fine. Just keep moving. But then, she noticed it again, the shadow. A figure just ahead of her headlights walking on the side of the road. Every time she blinked, it vanished. Every time she looked harder, it was back, just at the edge of the light. Her foot pressed harder on the gas pedal, the engine roared, but no matter how fast she drove, the shadow stayed just ahead of her. And then bang, her tires screeched, the steering wheel jerked. Kara fought for control as the car swerved violently to the side. Heart pounding, she managed to bring it to a stop. Silence, except for the ticking of the hazard lights and the relentless thudding of her heart. She dared a glance into the rearview mirror. A man stood in the middle of the highway, pale and motionless, illuminated in the red glow of her taillights. His face was hidden, shadowed, but his head tilted slowly and naturally to the side. Kara's breath caught. Her fingers fumbled for the ignition. The car roared back to life. She slammed the accelerator down, desperate to escape. But the moment her headlights lit the road ahead, her stomach dropped. The same man now stood in front of her car. She screamed, slamming on the brakes. The car lurched violently, throwing her forward. She squeezed her eyes shut, bracing for impact. Nothing. When she opened her eyes, the road was empty. The man was gone. Her pulse thundered in her ears. She had to get out, off this road, anywhere but here. Her hands gripped the wheel tighter, and she floored the gas pedal. The highway seemed to stretch even longer now, endless, winding, suffocating. Then movement, shape shifted in the trees lining the road, figures, dozens of them. Men, women, even children standing in silence just beyond the tree line. Their faces pale, eyes hollow, following her car as it sped past. Kara couldn't breathe, her vision blurred with tears, but she kept driving. Faster, harder. The clock still read 11:47, her mind spun. She grabbed her phone. No signal. She tried the radio. Static. Her chest tightened again. This wasn't possible. Suddenly, headlights flared in her rearview mirror. Relief shot through her. Another car. Someone else. She slowed, waving frantically out the window. Hey, over here, please. The car behind her matched her speed, then accelerated. Then slowed again, perfectly mirroring her every move. Her relief twisted into dread. The vehicle crept closer until its headlights blinded her. She couldn't see who was inside. She pressed the gas, heart racing, but the car stayed glued to her bumper, and then it vanished. No sound, no screeching tires, just gone. Kara's grip trembled. She couldn't take this anymore. She pulled the car over and killed the engine. For a moment, silence. Pure, suffocating silence. Then, a knock on her window. Kara screamed, scrambling back. A woman stood outside her car. She looked old, her skin ashen, her eyes wide and glassy. "Get out," the woman mouthed. Her lips didn't move naturally. It was as if the words were forced through her face. Kara shook her head violently. The woman slammed her palm against the glass. "Get out," she mouthed again, more violently this time. Before Kara could react, the woman vanished. The air in the car grew colder. Frost formed along the edges of the windshield. Kara's breath came out in white clouds, and then her phone lit up. One new message. "Unknown number. You can't leave." Her blood ran cold. The car's engine sputtered. The headlights flickered. Then the figures from the tree line stepped closer. Slowly, deliberately, their hollow eyes locked on her. Kara screamed, turning the key desperately, but the car refused to start. The figures were almost at the road now, their pale faces illuminated by the weak glow of her hazard lights. She grabbed the poker from the passenger seat, the same one she had taken earlier from her grandmother's cabin. Clutching it tight, she shoved the door open and ran. Her boots pounded against the asphalt. Her lungs burned. She didn't dare look back. The forest loomed on either side, dark, silent, watching. Finally, she stumbled to a stop, gasping for air. She spun around. The highway was gone, just trees. Endless, black trees. Her knees buckled. No, 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 no. From the shadows, a voice whispered. Low, raspy, familiar, Kara. She froze. The voice came again, closer. You shouldn't have come here. Tears blurred her vision. She raised the poker, shaking. The man from the road stepped out of the trees. His face was clear, now gaunt, hollow-cheeked, his skin gray and stretched tight. His eyes were black pits. He reached out a hand. The highway doesn't let you leave. Kara stumbled back, shaking her head. Stay away from me. But more figures emerged from the forest. Dozens, hundreds, their mouths opened in silent screams. She turned and ran, but the trees shifted, closing in around her. Branches clawed at her face and arms. The ground seemed to sink beneath her feet. Then light. A glow in the distance. Headlights. She stumbled toward it, tripping and falling, clawing her way forward. She broke through the tree line and landed hard on cold asphalt, the highway. Her car sat idling, lost a few feet away. The headlights were on, the driver's door open. But she had left it miles back. She stared, shaking, realization dawning in her chest. The highway had reset, and the clock still read 11:47. Kara sank to her knees, screaming into the darkness as the figures closed in around her. The stories were real, and Highway 46 never let anyone leave.